guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a different sort of video than I've ever done on my channel before, but I saw it like a little bit, like I saw it like floating around, so I thought, why not, let's do it. And it is the, as you probably have guessed from the title, it is one palette, two looks video, sort of tutorials. So this is the second look. I have already filmed the first look, so yeah. And the palette I am using is the Kylie Jenner Blue Honey palette. As you can probably tell, I used the blue shades in this palette. I could do an extra look with this palette, but I've decided when I do these little palettes, I'm going to do only 2 looks. Bigger palettes, I'll do 3 looks. Because when you buy a palette, you want to be able to do a whole look, if not a couple of whole looks, with the palette. So that's why I decided that I would do this sort of video. And I thought it was a great idea when I saw it. I was like, that is a great thing. I'm going to try and do that. It is a lot of effort to film them, so I've noticed. Yeah, I've decided that one look will be sort of a neutral-ish look. So for my first look, I used these 3 shades plus this one in the middle and this one here. And then for this look, I used all of the other ones. In this tutorial, I used every single eyeshadow in this palette. And I actually really like it. And yeah, when I first looked at this palette, I'm like, maybe I won't be able to do like full looks with it. God, was I wrong. But see, my whole thing is when you buy a palette, you want it to be able to do a full eye look from start to finish. So that's why I decided that I would start with this one, because it's one of the ones that you're like, can you do a full look with that palette? I hope you guys enjoy this video, and if you guys want to stick around and see how I got this look and the first one, then just keep watching. Okay, the first look, I'm going to zoom you guys in and we'll show you. Okay, I'm going to prime my eyes with the MAC Soft Ochre Paint Pot. Just pat that into the eye. Now that I've primed my eyes, I'm going to go in with the palette, and we're going to use this shade up here in the corner here, which is Raw, and I'm just patting that all over the lid with a large shader brush to set the primer down. Now I'm going to go in with this shade down here, which is Busy Bee, and I'm just like swirling it in with a large fluffy blending brush. This is the MAC 224, and I'm just blending this in large circular motions. And I'm always starting at the outer edge. That way it's like the most product is on that outer edge. Now I'm going to go in with this shade here, which is Honeymoon, and I'm just putting on a smaller, denser blending brush. And that is just going in the crease in tiny circular, tiny like back and forth motions. It just makes the crease that much deeper. And then going back in with the large fluffy brush with no extra product. And we're just blending. Now I'm going to use this shade here, which is Sweet Thing, I'm going to use it on my finger, and we're going to start from the, we're going to put this on the lid from the outer corner. And I'm just, ooh, ow. I'm going all the way in to about there. If you guys can see, like just there. So you've got probably a centimetre of eyelid left. And you've got to pat this all the way up to the crease, but not in the crease. Now going in with this shade up here, which is Buzz Off. I'm going to go in with my finger again. And this is going right in basically where we didn't put the Sweet Thing shade. And just blend that over the Sweet Thing. Okay, and now I'm just patting that in the inner corner. And then back in with the Sweet Thing shade, I'm just blending lightly over with the overlapping. Now I'm going to go back in with Buzz Off and a tapered brush, and this I'm just putting in the inner corner again. And this time also on the brow bone. And now I'm going to apply mascara. And there we go. That's the first eye look done. I'm going to zoom you guys out so you can see it a little bit better. That is the first eye look for this palette done. I used the colours on the bottom and this little colour up the top here to create this sort of reddish eye look. I didn't put anything on my lower lash line because I don't feel like this look really needs it. Some looks need it, some looks don't. This one doesn't need it, but I love the way this look came out. That is the first look for this eye palette done. And now let's go to this next one. Okay, now on to the second look of this palette. I'm going to use these bluish shades. Let's start by priming the eyes. I'm going to zoom you guys in. So I just primed the eyes with my MAC Soft Ochre paint pot. And just like the first look, I'm going to set that with this shade here, which is Raw, and the same brush. So I set that all in place. Now I'm going to go in with this yellow shade, which is Sweet Like Honey. And I'm just grabbing a big fluffy blending brush, and I'm blending that in large circles in the crease. First dip into the palette, I just tap off it, and then the second one I don't really tap it off. Then I'm going to go in with this shade here, which is Blue Honey, and I'm going to use that with a pencil brush, and I just tapped off all the excess, and this is going in the inner corner, like right into that inner corner. And we're just going into like the first third, but right up to that crease. Remembering every time you dip your brush into the palette, you tap off the excess, because this is like a bright shade. And now I'm going to go in doing the same thing, just on the outer third. And I'm just patting the eyeshadow in. And now I'm going to do the same thing with the other eye. Oh, I think I went a little bit too far in on this eye. As long as there's like a gap in the middle, it should be fine. Now going to go in with this gold shade, which is Bumble. And I'm just using a flat shader brush. And that's going right in where we didn't apply anything. And we're just overlapping that with the blue honey shade. Just do the same with the other eye. With that same shade, I'm just going to go in with my finger. Now I'm going to go back in with the pencil brush, but I'm not going to put any extra product on it. And I'm just going to connect these two like right in the crease. Grab a little bit more product. Go back in with the gold shade. Back in with the pencil brush. And just over the edges slightly. Now I'm going to go back in with the blue honey shade. This time on a denser blending brush. And horizontally, I'm going to be putting that in the crease for a more blended out look. Just go a little bit vertically now. Very slightly blending. Now with the larger blending brush and the Sweet Like Honey shade, I'm just going to blend that out a little bit more. Now with the same brush that we used for the blue honey shade, I'm going to go in with the Royal Jelly shade. And this is going on my lower lash line. And then now I'm just going to connect the lid shade with the lower lash shade using the Royal Jelly shade and my pencil brush. And there we go. Now I'm going to apply some mascara. This is the They're Real mascara. Okay, so that is my second look done for this eyeshadow palette. I could do a third look with this, but if you guys want to see that, I'll just do a separate video on it. Just because the palette's kind of like a smallish palette, so I might just do for my smallish palettes just 2 looks for those, and then for my larger palettes I'll do 3 looks for them, because it's just going to be a lot easier for me to get through a few different palettes that way. Because I have to do this eye look, I have to film 2 days to then do the eyes, if that makes sense. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this new style of video. If you did, please give a big thumbs up and please subscribe to my channel, because it means so much to me when you guys do, and I will see you guys in my next video. Thanks guys, bye!